Hey there, I'm super excited because I'm Karen Key Smith, in case you didn't know, and I'm sitting here with Palmer Davis in front of the Haven House Thrift Shop. This place is super dear to me because the recovery it's brought to my family, and it's one of the recipients of our great holiday open house called our Season of Abundance. So, Palmer, I'm going to ask you some questions about this place. Number one, you've been here a long time, haven't you? How long have you been involved with the Haven House, one way or another?
About 3.5 years now, yeah.
Wow, it's in some ways it seems like a longer time than that because you've come a long way.
I, like you, Haven House is near and dear to my heart, and it's really an honor and a privilege to be able to work for the Haven House.
What I love about it, it's so funny, I was teasing you. I said that the funny thing about the Haven House, it is a recovery and addiction place for men, and it's a year-long program, y'all. And as an experience of a mom who's been through this, feels like 120 years, that a year-long recovery place is the ticket. It really is, because it gives you a chance to change your mindset, change your heart set. It's just amazing. And when we came in here both my boys have been here, and they're not afraid for me to tell it, because like I said, Sheldon tells anybody who will listen because it's saved his life. And so it's really cool because y'all have these thrift shops. You have 3 of them, right?
Yes.
And tell everybody where all the thrift shops are that they can bring things to, and then of course buy things, which I have done today. So tell them where they all are.
So we've got one in Miramar Beach, Santa Rosa Beach, Panama City Beach, and we actually have 2 up in Tennessee as well. And we're all donation based. So our entire program is run off of donations and what we get into the stores and then we sell and make money off of. But all of that money goes back into our program. So because of the support in the community, donating stuff, and the support of people who shop in our stores, we're able to provide a really amazing program for our residents.
And it's super affordable. That's very crazy
affordable
to me. I mean, because obviously, I could probably have a beach house on the Gulf with a butler.
Yeah.
Had I known about this place sooner.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But, they're not ready till they're ready.
That's right.
They're
That's
not,
right.
Sheldon had been in 9 places by the time he came here. And to say it saved our family's lives is an understatement. So I asked you to come to our holiday open house, to be a part of it, because this is one of the charities that's represented. And I'll tell you, from my experience of being with these people for the last several years, is that every dollar is put to good use. Every dollar. And you know what I love that's so crazy about the Haven House that I've noticed? That when these guys go out and get employment, as soon as you say you have been at the Haven House, they immediately want to hire you because they know the work ethics involved.
Yeah, so it is a very structured program. We work very hard. We put a big emphasis on work ethic. And so the mornings start with they get up, they shave, they have to make their beds, keep their rooms tidy, and then they go into a morning meeting. And then they work in the stores throughout the day. The stores really offer a unique opportunity for them to work with each other. A lot of our character defects as addicts and alcoholics come out in the work environment. So to be able to work an entire year without calling in sick or without, no call, no show, really builds that consistency. And they learn how to depend on each other and work with each other in that work environment, which is a great trait to have going out into the real world. And then we also have meetings in the evenings, Bible studies Wednesdays, Thursdays, church on Sundays. So they really have a very structured schedule. But that's what's necessary. That's what we found gives the guys the greatest chance for success. And really, when facing addiction, and you know this as well as I do, you really need a lifestyle change. So this kind of structure allows them, the residents, to have a chance at a new way of life.
All right, the next thing is that I think it's important, and there's a lot of hurting families out there, especially this time of year. I know from growing up in a family of alcoholism and addiction that, for me as a child, Christmas time was not my favorite time of the year because I was usually visiting Daddy, and back then it was institutions. It wasn't even like we have now. So if I've got families out there who are hurting and they just need help, is there a place they could call? Is there somebody they can call at the Haven House to find out more information about if this might be a fit for their family?
Yeah, so Our phone number, 888-622-3702, extension 101. I'll actually talk to them if they're a family member who's looking for a loved one to get into the program, or somebody in addiction who's calling interested in our program. That's my extension, and I'd be happy to talk to you. And it seems like such a helpless situation. It really does. But that first step in making that phone call, you never could imagine what God has in store for those families and the restored relationships, and the person who's struggling with addiction. You have no idea. Addiction was once the worst thing in my life, and the worst thing in everybody that loved me in their lives. And now it's really become my greatest asset. And I truly believe that everybody can share that same story. Your son Sheldon and Scotty, it's the same thing with them. So I would say make that phone call. That's the first step. Make that phone call, and let's talk.
Thank you so much. I'm so thankful to be sitting here with you today. This is probably the most important thing I do in my life, is share the message of hope through recovery, because it's been something I've lived with my whole life, and to watch people who were really once gone and dead now living this fruitful, amazing life. So thank you so much, Palmer, for doing this with me today. And y'all, please come out to see us on December the 8th from 12 to 5, where we have food trucks, we've got a band, and we've got 3 little elves going to run around, and they'll be glad to let you give of your abundance to one of our charities, the Haven House being one that is so close to my heart and has changed my life and the lives of our family. So thank you so much, Palmer, and we'll see you there.
Yeah, thank you, Karen. And Karen, you've got a heart of gold, and I just appreciate everything that you've done for the Haven House as well. So we love you.
I love you too. Yeah. Thank you.